Dulu you pergi tengok, you kena masuk kedai or whatever. Now it's like scroll. Press buy now. Tu dah sampai.
Online shopping pun satu masalah sikit muskilah. Sekarang cashless society, banyak orang enggan rasa dia punya expenditure.
Keperitan
It's true.
Kerana jadi macam monopoli. Jadi numpur aja.
Kasa dulu kita boleh nampak tau wallet kosong.
Assalamualaikum dan selamat datang ke satu lagi episod baru KayaRaya Podcast bersama saya Salihin Samsudin
Dan saya Tysha Khan.
Dan bagi yang baru pertama sekali mengikuti podcast KayaRaya, tujuan kami untuk mengadakan wadah ini dan untuk bantu tingkatkan pengetahuan dan kesedaran kewangan anda. Dan dalam episod kali ini, kita nak sentuh tentang satu topik yang memang sangat penting untuk semua orang dalam kehidupan masing-masing, iaitu bajet dalam pengurusan wang atau pengurusan pembelanjaan. Dan ramai orang rasa bahawa bajet itu adalah satu perkara yang kecil, tapi ia sebenarnya adalah asas kepada kestabilan kewangan jangka panjang. Dan dengan bajet yang betul, kita boleh urus kewangan harian, simpan untuk masa depan dan paling penting sekali, pastikan semua keputusan kewangan kita seimbang dengan matlamat hidup kita. Sebelum kita masuk ke perbincangan pada hari ini, apa kata kita mula sedikit dengan pengenalan daripada kedua-dua tetamu khas kita, Encik Zaid Masagos dan juga Dr Ameen Talib. Okay, mungkin anda berdua boleh cerita sedikit siapakah anda, apa latar belakang anda dan bagaimana anda boleh terlibat dalam bidang kewangan ini.
Saya Dr Ameen Talib. Saya faculty dalam business and economics di Singapore University of Social Science Business School. Saya orang accountant, sudah pernah bikin business, academics dari 1990 pun.
My name is Zaid Masagos. Saya dalam financial industry financial selama, kalau ikut tahun ni dah masuk 24 tahun lah. In the Islamic space, this year is my 11th year. So we go quite deep into the financial advisory, the implementation, recommendation, education, anything and everything. Because the whole mission of our team, my team is Aman Amanah Adv Grp within Financial Alliance Islamic Wealth Advisory. The mission is riba-free living.
Ramai orang mungkin anggap bajet ataupun uruskan wang atau perbelanjaan sebagai satu perkara yang mudah dan satu perkara yang mungkin senang difahami. Tapi ada banyak prinsip dan teori di sebaliknya. So untuk Encik Zaid, apakah prinsip tersebut dalam bajet?
I have a class, and the class, I think many people may have heard it before. It's called Mind Your Money. And that one became, in the first few years when I did that particular class, is mainly about budget. It changed to Mind Your Money the Muslim way. So there is the conventional style of budgeting, di mana you can Google this, you can find in many books, boleh tengok macam mana kita track, kita see everything tu semua, banyak.
Sekarang ada macam-macam app.
Macam-macam ada. Then about 10-11 years ago, bila dah tukar masuk dalam Islamic Wealth, mendalami kan, kewangan Islam, di mana kita ada banyak lagi tambahan. Sebagai, let's say, budgeting, yang antara number one aspect is tanggungjawab. Faktor yang paling tinggi sekali. Kerana kita akan disoal 5 perkara bila kita dibangkit pada akhir zaman. Di akhirat. First one is, apakah anda solat ataupun perkara yang anda dah buat. Everybody knows that. And then the second one, yang number 2 is, what have you done on your youth or when you are healthy. Then third one, I love it in Malay, ilmu yang bermanfaat. Ilmu yang bermanfaat ini apa yang kita dah belajar, kita manfaatkan. Nombor 4 dengan nombor 5 ni kewangan. So out of 5 soalan yang kita disoal bila kita dibangkitkan di pada akhirat, 2 perkara tentang kewangan. Nombor 4 adalah bagaimana anda mendapat ataupun memperoleh wealth, kewangan, kekayaan. Dan kelima, apakah anda buat dengan wang tu? Bila kita tahu kalau kita disoal nanti pada akhirat kelak, apakah anda buat dengan wang tu bajet tu. That's budgeting. So kalau kita ikutkan nafsu-nafsi, kita tak fikir masa depan. Saya suka tanya soalan ni. Check you punya drawer, barang apa yang tak dipakai sejak 2 tahun.
Macam-macam tu. Saya baru pindah rumah, jadi saya faham sangat. Ada benda dalam wardrobe saya yang saya cari, barang ni bukan 2 tahun belum pakai, dah 20 tahun belum pakai. Apa benda ni?
Ni kita pergi shopping-shopping, lawa, cantik, bestnya. Lagi-lagi dia taruh offer.
Lagi-lagi baru dapat duit gaman.
Baru dapat duit gaman. Atau bonus. Semua jadi wah bestnya. Jadi kita ni sebenarnya ada juga, maybe doktor can help me a little bit in the agama part, maybe I don't know. If there's an asatiza, I always ask this question, help me on this part. Certain things I need to be clear lah. So audience, if you are, help us lah, kasih komen sikit ke apa kan. Some say that those yang kita beli barang yang kita tak gunakan kerana nafsu dan kita dah beli tu kira membazir tau. Di akhirat kelak akan digunakan untuk membakar dia api neraka.
Is it true?
Probably because if beli barang-barang and then tak hingga guna, it is membazir and it is, I'm not going to give a haram or tahrim ma huwa halal, but I would say probably is makruh at minimum. But partly almost the cardinal sins because ini tabzir, you beli barang yang enggak ada faedah.
Jadi kalau contohnya saya balik rumah, saya buka cupboard saya, ada banyak gadget-gadget canggih yang saya tak pakai. Jadi apa yang perlu saya buat dengan gadget tu?
Masa sekarang bagus. Kita boleh jual second hand. Senang.
Di bahasa Arab ada phrase, dia bilang syaba' wa boga, which means syaba' wa boga means you already are full and you are just squandering for no reason. And that's actually what banyak now shoppers do. Because apa yang jadi is window shopping has transformed into real shopping. The proper shopping is shopping yang you pergi kedai, you bilang, I want ini, muasafat ini. Yang kita tahu mau beli apa.
Musafat apa?
Muasafat specification. Means you tahu mau beli apa. Only beli apa yang mau guna. Kalau cakap budgeting, dia list the outgoings, apa dia orang mau, apa dia orang nak guna, apa dia orang yang penting untuk beli. Tapi apa dia orang enggak taruh dalam budget outgoing, apa yang enggak penting.
And then lagi sekarang, because there's online shopping, window shopping bukan, dulu you pergi tengok, you kena masuk kedai or whatever. Now it's like scroll. Tekan butang, benda tu bila-bila.
Lebih senang.
Not even tekan, press buy now. Tu dah sampai.
Online shopping pun satu masalah sikit muskilah. Sekarang cashless society, banyak orang enggak rasa dia punya expenditure.
Keperitan
It's true.
Kerana jadi macam monopoli. Jadi numpur aja.
Kasa dulu kita boleh nampak tau wallet kosong.
Ya, wallet
Sekarang,
kosong.
alamak, duit dah tinggal sikit. Sekarang macam, it's like, it's imagination. The money is just...
When I was young, I draw cash from ATM and I have a very rough idea satu hari berapa mau spend. So kalau itu duit habis, badan kalau ATM tak kasih duit lagi, tak kasih cash, you berhenti, you freeze your punya expenditure. Sekarang tak perlu berhenti. Ambil kredit, badan bayar, itu punya gaji masuk, bisa bayar semua kredit yang bulan yang lalu. Tapi apa macam expenditure bulan ini? Kalau enggak ada budget bulan ini, expenditure sama kredit. So it becomes rolling. Into rolling, jadi lebih besar.
Hutang rolling.
I love this saying. Since I like credit card, enjoy now, pay later.
Oh, okay.
Dosa tu macam credit card. Enjoy sekarang, bayar nanti. Bayar kemudian.
Tapi are you saying credit card tu dosa?
Dia macam credit card. Boleh jadi dosa. Again, balik to my point. Kita dah tak bertanggungjawab. Kita dah terlalu enjoy. Nasihat yang paling penting, I think doktor will agree with me, is don't buy anything with the money you don't have. Jangan beli apa-apa dengan duit yang anda tak ada.
Tapi kalau saya nak beli rumah ke, saya nak beli kereta ke.
Very important point tu kalau darurah. Kalau kat tempat Miami, US, tinggal kat tepi beach tu, orang kaya. Tapi kalau Singapore tinggal tepi beach tu, kena tangkap.
Depends lah. Kalau ada duduk kondo tepi beach, orang kaya.
Bukan. Ni beach. Betul-betul beach kan. Masa keluar tu boleh mandi kat laut. Singapore tak boleh. Singapore tak boleh. Itu semua yang illegal. And maaf cakap kalau ada yang dengar daripada dalam sesi ni, anda pun memang kat situ dalam tentage tak masuk 4 bulan. Dah pernah jumpa dah. Sendiri tahu tau. Dulu aku beli tak fikir, lepas tu bil datang tak boleh bayar. Kita senang kena tipu di situ. Sebab tipu muslihat duit ni kalau lagi-lagi dah tak nampak.
But then I want to go back to that. So is the answer to budgeting today to bring it back to being physical? Jadi kita buat physical budgeting. Kita withdraw duit. Okay, ni 1 bulan boleh pakai macam gini je. Tapi kita masuk dalam, sekarang dia say envelope budgeting kan. Like makanan this envelope apa-apa.
Yeah.
Budget is indeed envelope budgeting. Kerana lu bilang ini yang punya duit yang datang ini bulan, ini dia punya expenditure. Yang paling penting ada contingency. Kerana kita punya expenditure kita kalau fikir apa kita punya expenditure, kita tulis mortgage lah, car installment lah. Tapi kita ingat tulis minum kopi di kedai, kita ingat tulis pergi lunch lah. Kita, this miscellaneous expenses. So kita mesti ada contingency, ada berapa persen extra untuk itu semua. But then yang muskilah yang lebih besar is the big ticket items. Macam kalau ada kereta, macam your road tax.
Insurance.
Car insurance. Itu semua yang 1 tahun 1 kali bayar. Humans are humans. Kita suka enjoy ourselves. We don't think about that. Kalau bayar itu car tax berapa, 1,000, 2,000, berapa you bayar 1 month, your whole budget go astray. So you need to budget to actually save for it. Yang paling penting in managing your financial affairs, kalau ambil utang, you mesti tahu dari mana bayar utang itu. You mesti tahu duit mana yang mau datang, dari mana mau datang untuk bayar.
Pasal duit tak jatuh dari langit. So kalau nak ambil utang, nak kena make sure yang boleh bayar lah.
Kalau tahu dari mana bayar, susah bayar.
Orang fikir dia selalu gini, danger about macam having credit card type lah, danger. Dalam setiap kali kita apply credit card, dia kata 4 times your, 4 times or 6 times or 8 times your, kita punya apa? Gaji bulanan kan? Or your income. They tell you 4 times, 3 times, 6 times means it's more. So every $1 you spend, not using your own money, comes from that extent. So it's actually you are squeezing your your ratio wise. Let's say every $1 tu, you are actually spending 4. And without kita realizing, bila kita dah bayar, kita boleh lebih tau. Kita punya 1 bulan mungkin kalau gaji 5,000, dia kasih credit limit 20,000. Wah, suddenly kita ada this fake sense of affordability. And that affordability problem is not that. The problem is you don't get with just one card. I'm saying from my own experience. Once upon a time dulu, when I have enough income, Alhamdulillah, all my rezeki so-called, I see it like that, I can apply up to 6 cards. Imagine the bills that come.
Oh my God, that is so scary. Saya sendiri macam saya tak berapa suka credit card pasal saya tahu saya ada pendirian, I don't really spend more than I can afford, but there's always that danger, you know, like I can pay it later. Yeah. Nantilah boleh bayar, tak apalah. Taruh je lah kad dulu, you know. Habis kalau tak ada job, macam saya freelancer, saya tak ada kerja tetap, saya tak ada gaji bulanan tetap. So it's also a bit like, for me it's like, okay, you have to really manage lah. Bila ada duit, okay lah nak belanja sikit, boleh lah. But also must keep for the month saya tak ada job. So, but like, to have 6 credit cards,
I mean, some people I know ada 8.
So what do you use your credit cards for? Kalau ada 6,
you holiday.
Back then crazy. I don't care about all these things. Honest. I'll be very honest. I'm in the financial industry, but insurance agent. So I can sell, I can make the money. I have the money and my income increasing every year. And I'm managing a lot of people back then. Duit was easy, back then. So Allah SWT taught me one lesson, one beautiful lesson. I have difficulty to sleep. Ada satu period tu, 2012. And this is a big nasihat for everyone. Don't wait until Allah will either wake you up now or wake you up later. Which one you want? So Alhamdulillah to me, back then, Allah wake me up. One of the things that saya selalu worry, saya selalu fikir, because I commission based back then. When people tak nak beli, I jadi risau tau. People tak nak beli insurance ke, or my guys who I manage, diorang pun sales very bad ke. I know my coming com is getting lesser. But past expenses yang dah bayar dah beli pakai credit card, nak kena bayar in the future. So it became very panicky. Very, certain time when the sales are low, when the business is not up there anymore. Allah teach me during that 2-3 months, down period. But the bills keep coming, don't care. They want you to keep paying. So I cannot sleep because I'm always panicking. Besok pagi macam mana? That's why to a certain extent, banyak orang menyampang dengan orang insurance agent ni. It's not because of they want to sell.
Pasal dia pushing.
They pushing. On one end, they have ada status, ada award, ada reward, they have this. But another end, credit card bill berlambak.
Takut.
They worry, a lot of this worry.
Tapi masalah tu kita sendiri yang cari.
Yeah.
Is you are creating your own problem because of your nafsu.
So I lost my hair.
But now you are in that rabbit hole. Macam mana you find that way to go back up again?
That's the beauty of it. So like I said, Allah SWT want to wake me up. That back then, I went to the hospital because I said I cannot sleep. And when you don't sleep and you don't look good, you don't even smell good. You don't realize all your function of your body, kita punya badan kita semua, is going haywire already. So I go to the hospital, I want to check what's going on. So they diagnosed me with insomnia. And it was actually quite bad that they have to keep me in the hospital for good 10 days. So because of that, I have good time reflecting. I made a decision. One of the main reasons why I want to move into how can we help as a Muslim? Am I being responsible or not? What if I don't wake up tomorrow? Who's going to handle all this? It became a very big wake-up call. And I'm sad to say that over the years, I still see people, they don't realize this. I always tell them, I said, I'm not threatening. Tapi kalau Allah sayang kau akan rasa the wake up now. Otherwise, you'll be enjoying.
Tapi ramai orang suka masuk hospital. Time kat hospital tu pasal dah tak boleh buat apa-apa kan, baru diorang wake up. So
Menyesal
hospital
lah.
tu bukan just for in some way it's not just for physical health. There's a lot of spiritual health that happen in the hospital also. So like you say, actually a lot of things are waking you up. It's just that if you don't want to listen, it will make you listen lah.
Many of my friends know, whoever listening, they know, I lost my hair, my beautiful hair back then.
So the reason that I have great hair is because I don't work in finance and I don't work full time apparently.
If I might add to what he's saying, I used to run a business. When I started my business, the first few years, tak ambil credit. All my suppliers want to give me on credit. I said, enggak mau. I mau bayar cash. Kerana my first few years ada simple philosophy. I want to be able to close down the shutter. Kerana kalau ada credit, enggak boleh berhenti. Kalau enggak ada outstanding, you just, okay, enough is enough. Tutup, zero position. It's okay, you start again.
That's why, doctor, you still have half your hair.
I only lost hair.
Adding to that, kalau untuk kita, for him, which I ran businesses myself last time also, same. I lost my shop house. I used to have a shop house at Jalan Pisang.
Wow, Kak Hajar Maimunah.
Facing Hajar Maimunah. Very strategic. People masuk Hajar Maimunah, nampak kita punya kedai. So it was doing very nice back then. So my mistake was by credit. So he said he can close his shutter. I can't. But that's the truth.
Yeah. Is the truth, but then we have to be realistic. Pasal credit, banyak orang enggak ada cukup income. Let's face it, yani inflation, cost of living very high. Banyak orang enggak bisa make ends meet. And kalau cakap tanggungjawab, kalau you are head of the family, itu tanggungjawab taruh makan di table, tanggungjawab untuk punya anak apa dia mau untuk kasih. You ada responsibility untuk providing. Itu susah kerana itu kita punya tanggungjawab macam bikin apapun. Terfikir never mind, I pergi ambil wang dari credit card, besok insyaAllah I can resolve. The besok never comes. The besok keeps being delayed.
Sorry, just in terms of business also, bukannya semua orang ada capital tak nak ambil hutang dari supplier, because not everybody has the capital to just pay everything.
Yes, not everybody is able to have the cash to have the standing. So be realistic also that most people susah. It's nice to say credit card ini is untuk traveling lah, untuk emergency. You have emergency, you use your credit card, but jangan guna untuk day-to-day expenses. Tapi banyak orang kalau dia enggak guna untuk day-to-day expenses, dia enggak ada cukup untuk day-to-day expenses. And finance industry semua dari, this is very old, from the 80s started. The finance industry is mentality of spend your future income. Is very big in the finance industry. And everything is based on spend your future income. You don't spend what you earn. And if, like all these loans used to be very popular in the old days, loans untuk pergi holiday.
Sekarang renovation loan.
Renovation loan. Ini loan. Kalau fikir rational, kenapa ambil loan to go holiday? You can't afford to go holiday, jangan go holiday. Tapi no, semua orang mau pergi holiday and the bank say, why you want to delay? Ambil duit, pergi. Bank say, why you want to delay your renovation? Ambil duit, bikin. Besok you ada income,
dia
future
jual
income.
lifestyle.
Yeah, lifestyle.
Like you want to live this life.
Ini lifestyle, and also there's something else we must actually understand is that kalau pikir human behavior, kalau any household, kalau husband and wife professional, you had a sense of entitlement that you should have a certain level of lifestyle. Now, the problem in Singapore is that level of lifestyle is very expensive. So if this problem is not resolved, we say resolve, we ask people to save. Because Singapore, for example, we have our CPF, but we don't really have pension. If I stop work tomorrow, I'm not going to get a salary pension. I'm only get my CPF. Okay? And my CPF by the time you get your CPF, you spend it on something. There's a major ticket yang you waiting for your CPF untuk. Whatever it is, renovation lah, beli rumah lah, pay your mortgage, whatever. So, long-term financial planning is actually susah in Singapore. And even orang yang bikin long-term financial planning, when something out of the norm happen, lebih susah. That's why banyak orang fall into all this utang-utang, onto debt. And ada orang yang even worse, dia enggak tahu ini temporary debts. Dia ada orang yang jual rumah, for example, untuk bayar hospital bill lah, untuk bayar enggak tahu apa lah, untuk bayar apa-apa. And macam Masagos bilang, jadi tidur on the beach. Okay, jadi homeless. Kerana pun we enggak ada safety net. Kita punya safety net is to go out and ask help from social welfare groups. Tapi Singapore also negeri kecil and everyone knows everybody. So ada banyak orang pun enggak mau pergi social welfare asking for help. And these are the ones yang bukan yang the lower strata tapi yang
Low to medium.
low to medium. These people paling susah. What do they do? And then the middle income even lebih susah. Kalau ente professional, you invite people for lunch, you have to go to fancy restaurant. You don't invite them in the hawker center. So there is...
And I want to say also, macam kalau nak pergi holiday, we are surrounded by countries that honestly, if you go on holiday, confirm tak hutang. Pergilah Indonesia, pergilah Malaysia. You know what I mean?
What the holiday sini?
Tak payah ambil hutang punya. Pergi holiday. Holiday sini
Singapore sekarang, I hope I'm wrong, macam remind me of Saudi Arabia in the late 70s, early 80s. Maknanya, during school holidays, is jadi cheaper ambil dia punya keluarga, taruh luar negeri 1-2 bulan.
It's true. It's memang
because
betul lah.
Because entertain your children dalam Singapore will become lebih mahal. So it's cheaper. Those who have houses in Malaysia, Australia, Thailand, whatever.
Happening already.
Yes.
You're not wrong.
Orang retire pun sekarang nak pergi JB, nak pergi mana. And I macam dalam I ada kawan macam bulan yang tak ada job. Diorang duduk kat macam another country because paying rent or like, you know, daily expenses in another country is cheaper. Like you go on holiday some more and you spend less than just staying in Singapore and staying at home and not doing anything.
Especially kalau ada orang yang ada rumah situ, lebih murah.
Mestilah.
Tapi itu signs of beginning of a problem. The other thing, kita in Singapore, kita lupa, you know, the youth in Singapore, orang muda, diorang tinggal di rumah family. Dia dapat 2,000 whatever salary, the orang spends like crazy because the orang yang ada expenditure.
Okay.
The only time they ada expenditure is when they get married and have a house of their own.
And then they don't have macam this budgeting
Long term
discipline in place yet.
Yeah, because let's face it, kalau you 20 lebih, susah untuk bikin budgeting. Okay, kalau you 20 lebih, your mentality is enjoy life. Tapi this is where the problem is. When you are 20, 30 is when you should start planning for the long term. I mean, over the years, of course, when I'm 20, 30, I don't care about the future. I am happy-go-lucky. All right? But you should not really be happy-go-lucky. This is where the problem... And most people, they only start thinking about the future after you get married, after you have children. But actually, when you are single, is the time when you should start thinking about the future.
Betul. Especially perempuan-perempuan single, jangan fikir nak belanja, tak apalah, laki in the future. What if you never get married?
Don't spread these things. Lucky shouldn't know.
No, but that's the idea that people have, right? That lucky should be the provider.
To touch on
this.
that, right? I mean, with my current number of participants, clients, and when we met them and those who are into financial troubles actually, they have that initial mentality. Belum kahwin apa, kalau dah kahwin nanti laki boleh jaga apa. This are many of the ladies.
Is that within our community ke in general?
I think
Diorang suka buat macam gini. Diorang have this standard mentality which never change over generations. For the ladies. I'm speaking for the ladies we have enough experience. It's like your money, my money, my money, my money.
tapi isn't that Islamic?
Yeah, that's Islamic
That is
concept.
Islamic principle.
It is. But then your money, my money is my money. When we do inheritance, kita buat faraid, kita buat in terms of distribution bila kita dah meninggal. Memang duit wanita, hak dia, walau kita masih hidup, memang kepunyaan yang perempuan tu semua, the pihak wanita, the wife, the isteri semua, laki-laki punya tanggungjawab. But how many of us also agree, know that the man pun teruk juga? who cannot provide.
Yang makan duit bini.
Kalau you
Yes. In fact, the woman are the one who can need to help support the man pula.
yeah, but if you speak purely from Islamic perspective, kalau Islam bilang ar-rijal qawwamuna 'ala an-nisa, orang banyak kasih tafsir salah. Maknanya lelaki yang tanggungjawab untuk perempuan. Kerana itu the faraid, kalau orang ada anak perempuan aja, dia punya brother pun inherit. Kerana lakinya ada tanggungjawab untuk perempuan. The uncle must look after the nieces. Faraid actually ada banyak principle.
Correct.
And don't get me started in faraid, because
that's
faraid,
a whole other
Yes, yes.
conversation.
okay, because faraid also in Singapore is another major problem. In Singapore, there is so much sekarang hybrid families. Hybrid families create problem.
That be another topic altogether.
Because
What's a
stepchildren don't
hybrid
inherit.
family? Sorry.
Hybrid families means families yang laki ada anak dari isteri lain, perempuan ada anak dari husband lain, and then dua ni ada anak sendiri. So there's 3 batches of children. So the inheritance is all become
But that's
different.
not a new thing though.
That's
Like
not a
people
new
were
thing.
doing things
Yeah,
when
but-
my grandmother,
Yes,
was
but
alive.
means the faraid, the stepchildren don't inherit. So we have to understand this. So you're bringing up children that will not inherit you. So you need to plan for them. And there's the other issue of, and then we have this concept of couple, and we have joint tenancy. It means when one person died, the other will inherit the property. So one branch of children would have no inheritance in that property. So this is a whole different topic that there is a whole...
But riding on that topic, I would use the word objective. In budgeting, the main thing about budgeting is apart from tanggungjawab, the main thing is having objective, financial objective. So what doctor trying to say is that when you are young, when we are still happy-go-lucky, free and easy, enjoy life, that type kan, is because the punya financial objective dia is now. Financial objective, enjoy now. Financial objective dia is while I'm still young and happy and healthy.
Tapi ada orang keep that mindset all the way. Dia dah, but I work so hard all these years, so why not? I enjoy now. It's all people are always thinking about the now.
So I'm entitled for the work and hardship that I have done for good 1 month. My gaji datang, I must enjoy sampai habis. Many of them I see outside there, hari ni gaji, besok dah tak ada duit.
So in that case, what are the practical ways for budgeting?
Okay, very important is like what doctor was trying to say. One of the objective is when you know you're going to settle down, whether you like it or not. I mean, when I was like 4 years before I got married, people thought I'm gay tau. Really, tak ada girlfriend, tak ada apa tu, semua kata, kau gay. Ada perempuan nak pun, I don't want. Yeah, I know if my wife watching this, she knows this very well. She is worried. Ini gay ke tidak? I'm not interested because I want to, that was the time, I was really enjoying myself. I got the money, I got all these things. I also not thinking far. Padahal so-called insurance agent telling people to plan. So we talk a lot of contingency, and we thought by having insurance plans, we are taken care when we are unhealthy, hospitalized, or what all this sickness come in. Good, that's the good message. But then the money now, we are not thinking about it. We only want to enjoy it. Kita just work hard for it, you want to enjoy it. So financial objective is one of it is when you settle down. Marriage is not an objective. Marriage is an objective of
It's
life.
also not a solution because it sounds a little bit like you're saying that
Marriage
the solution is to get
life
married.
objective, not a financial objective. So we got this issue whereby when I get married, I raja sehari apa. This is my special day. Once, of course. So dinner ke, lunch ke, restaurant ke, event planning ke, very important. Then
But
tens
it's also
of
important to separate wedding and marriage.
marriage is not a financial objective. Wedding is. Because if you fail to put that as a financial objective, it became as good as you are just splurging your money without thinking about this. Some people, they plan with the objective of a wedding as well as honeymoon, come back, rumah renovate pun tak habis bayar, bill pun tak bayar, makan pun pergi je lah. I know of this so many times, I heard. So but you need to make it as marriage is a life objective. It's ongoing. Once you marry, you have your children. So that whole thing is actually one big responsibility of making sure you will always have more than enough. Not enough, more than enough.
So it sounds like budgeting, one way of it, looking at it is to know what is your objective. But practically, okay, let's say, macam what we have been talking about is orang yang gaji banyak. Tapi because gaji dia banyak, dia rasa macam dia boleh belanja banyak.
Correct.
You know? But what about orang yang gaji tak banyak? What about orang yang gaji satu bulan 2,000 and we know inflation, all that. Okay, dia duduk kat rumah. But it's still difficult to budget because your gaji is not high. So, how?
There are groups of people here. So far, my experience, orang yang gaji 2,000, 3,000 ke bawah semua, cerita kredit card jarang. Then the middle one, the middle income mana, cerita kredit card paling banyak. And then the more successful people, not professionals, I'm not talking about orang yang bangsa kerja, gaji tetap, not them. Business people especially, who are successful over there, they are the most humble among them, whereby paling tak ada credit card. I mean, I don't have. I clear off all my 6 credit card and it took me 8 years. Imagine that. It's like a cold turkey, tau.
Ayam belanda
Means you
refrigerator.
go all the way to the extreme.
You must. I be very honest. If right now you're listening and you're facing this problem, open your wallet, take out all your bloody credit card. That's the first action. Once you cut, throw it, dispose fully. Next thing is to make it a point to call the bank to cut also. Stop the whole facility. I mean, I did this consultation with some people. I did try to help. You really sure you don't want to get out of this rabbit hole? It has to be a full cold turkey. So I'm going to spend at least about 1 to 2 hours with you over office hours. First thing, take out everything, cut into small pieces. Nak buat pick guitar pun boleh, carry on. But total cut. Next, call the banks. Cut all facilities. When you cut all facilities, the online, all those things, semua gone. Immediately. Call, cut. Just send me the bill. I'm not putting this. Dah tak ada lagi. Dah habis. So now you stop this. So this become an objective to clear this. So when you have clear objective, you have the banks can come back to you because they don't want to lose you. They want their money back anyway. The ball come to your end tau. I'm stopped spending and now I owe you, but you have to come after me to pay you back. So they are in trouble actually kalau you don't want to pay. So they will give you a lot of reasons and means and ways and methods and amount, suggestions to pay them slowly. At least you pay. So you can come back to them, this is my pay and this is all my budget and that's all I can pay. They usually agree.
Because they want their money back.
Correct. That's the most important first way out.
Sorry, just to summarize. The first way out is to putuskan all your ties with these credit cards. Putuskan. So it's like a severance of your reliance on credit.
In total.
Are you in agreement?
I'm in agreement for people yang cannot control the expenditure. Okay? Tapi macam terbilang dulu, ada orang yang gaji tak cukup. So ada orang yang sensible people, tapi whatever happened, dia punya credit card bill ada banyak credit card outstanding. I mean, one practical way of solving it is consolidating the loan. Macam, dia bilang macam objektif. Okay, ini credit card ada berapa ribu outstanding. And now, the fact that you have a credit card, maknanya your gaji is a certain minimum. Okay, maknanya you are somewhere in there credit worthy. Impossibility of you being credit worthy. So kalau you ada a sikit discipline, you consolidate all your outstanding credit card, you ambil term loan, bayar all the credit card, and you decide, ini you want to solve your problem 1 tahun, 2 tahun, 3 tahun. How long you want to solve your problem? So you take you to term loan based on that period.
That is financial objective.
Yeah, and you settle it. Now, of course, don't do that if you have no financial discipline. Kalau nggak ada financial discipline, you ambil 20,000 you punya credit card outstanding, you ambil loan 20,000 masuk bank account, you start belanja. No, you're supposed to bayar itu untuk credit card.
No difference tau.
Okay, so the first step actually in budgeting is please have discipline. Tolong berdisiplin ya semua. Selepas tu baru boleh ada objektif. Kalau tak ada disiplin, ada objektif pun tak guna.
Kerana itu semua yang finance, disiplin yang paling penting. Objektif very very important. Kerana objektifnya untuk apa? Apa objektifnya? Mau budget expenditure objektif. Apa yang objektif? Objektif untuk makan, survive. What's the objective? Enjoy life. What's the objective? It's okay. Kalau untuk punya objektif, if have fun, it's okay. That's an objective. Whatever objective you want to have.
But must have.
And must be clear what is objective, what is not an objective.
Kerana itu objektif, maknanya untuk achieving itu objektif, I require so much money. So budgeting, people think budgeting is money, where money go, blah, blah, blah. No, budgeting is a plan. It's a strategic plan because you start by saying, what do I want? Which is objective. Which is same as business strategy, same as it's you taruh, I mau ini. Okay, kalau this is my objective, what must I do to achieve it? oh, I need to buy a car, I need to buy a house, I need to buy furniture, I need to buy tea, whatever. Semua you punya list down apa you mau bikin. Maybe a simple thing of I need to buy vegetable. Okay, so semua you taruh itu necessary expenditure untuk achieving your objective. Expenditure first before your income. Then you realize, I need so much expenditure. Ada cukup income untuk ini expenditure? I think, no, enggak ada. So apa mau bikin?
Remove some expenditure.
Either remove expenditure or bikin extra income.
Yes, that's the only two way.
Okay? So you either bikin extra income, ambil job lain, extra income because ini my objective. Atau kurangin your objective. My objective is to drive a Ferrari. Tapi I drive Toyota.
Kirakan kalau based on your income, kalau okay dah, ni cara kasar Kalau miskin buat hal miskin
Yes. Okay, hang on. I need to add on this one about the objective of having the car. I thought I have the objective yang dapat boleh simpan duit nak beli kereta ke apa ke. But car, people tend to just take the loan and they get the drive off. And they will tell you $1 drive away, $2 drive away, or stupid everything. Okay. So I share with you a little bit of my past. Whereby I changed 4 cars in 3 years.
And each time brand new, each time bayar COE.
However, the whole 4 cars in 3 years. Okay? That really teach me a lesson. Plus my 6 credit cards. Plus my business that I go on the credit. So that's why I'm very drive on. Even those people like Dr. cakap, they have the discipline. I'm sorry, I said you don't. Why? Because we are human.
Yeah, human to have discipline.
You don't. You have to cut means you cut. Later you can apply again, can or not? You want to get it off, you get it out. Totally out. No cut, no nothing, don't buy anything. Then we go to the next point whereby the concerns of expenditure.
But we need to also be a little bit, because as earlier said, there are different people of different income level. So it depends on which category.
So my answer is more to his rabbit hole.
Yeah, so which category of the income level you are. Because the credit card, no matter, even though it has a lot of its problem, it creates a lot of problem. Tapi what credit card does is it helps you out. Meaning, I still remember when I was 19, 20, when I was studying in UK, I had a credit card. I tak guna. Tapi that credit card gave me a sense of security.
Yeah.
Kalau ada apa-apa problem, I boleh guna credit card. I called my brother, I said, I guna credit card for so much money. Okay? But I don't go and book holiday using his credit card.
Yeah. So it's also about mindset and tanggungjawab.
Yeah, tanggungjawab. It's more important, tanggungjawab. So that's why people give supplementary cards to feel even yang bertanggungjawab feels comfortable. People sometimes think, ini parent tak responsible, give dia punya anak credit card supplementary. No, because the parent, dia mau pun feel comfortable. Question tanggungjawab. I want to make sure my children are safe all the time, so I give them. What if they're stranded in airport, no ticket, they can buy something like that. You know?
I clarify myself. My answer is for those who are in rabbit hole.
Yes, those rabbit
Well,
holes.
his is not the rabbit hole.
No,
This one they can survive. They can go for it. We have the discipline.
No, I am talking about different categories. So the lower end category, I have a problem because there's a lot of times when they get hit with a big ticket, as I say, with a major expenditure, they gotta do it. Not only in Singapore, in the whole world. Banyak orang, the lower to middle income, enggak ada extra money. Kita suka bilang, save. Who are you talking to when he says saving?
Kalau tak ada duit nak save apa?
Save apa kalau tak ada duit? Banyak orang yang dia punya saving negative.
Kalau my objective is just to beli sayur and after that I have no duit belin, nak save apa?
Ya, tak boleh save. Tak boleh save. So tak boleh save. So apa you punya dream, objective? You punya objective, ya Rab, insyaAllah nak punya anak jadi besar, spend on me when I'm old. I mean, this is really the reality. I'm not saying it's the right thing, tapi ini reality. Yani ada banyak orang, they spend their life, enggak ada savings, enggak ada because they just surviving. And mau bikin apa? So in Singapore, problem is, itu yang surviving, apa dia orang bikin? They downgrade. Anak semua sudah kahwin, sudah keluar dari rumah, tak bayar rumah besar lah, kita beli rumah kecil. Actually, to downgrading, it's just downgrading to survive. This is a problem. It's not a financial problem, tapi ini human behavior problem. Kalau kita human behavior, kalau kita young people, kita punya mind is, insyaAllah with time, we have progression. My lifestyle jadi lebih baik. Dulu, if you're talking old days, before mortgages and all that, orang like beli bricks and put brick on top of each other, buat rumah, buat one floor up, one extra room, whatever, right? That kind of concept, that over time, lebih, things improve. Then kita sekarang with the credit phenomena, why wait for things to improve? Bring forward the whole idea of present value. Kenapa tunggu untuk gaji naik?
Enjoy now.
Kenapa tunggu untuk bonus datang Januari? Sekarang spend.
Enjoy now, pay later.
Pay later. Itu ada satu konsep. Tapi in Singapore, unfortunately, a lot of people untuk lebih baik, jadi lebih baik, reach a point, then have to go down lesser. Because we started downgrading. And this creates another problem, because this is why asset prices cannot fall in Singapore. Because asset prices are the alternative to salaries. It's keeping the pay level low because we have high asset prices. It's a weird thing to say, but if you think about it, it's because of the high asset prices, people can survive without saving. Kerana the saving is in the asset.
Complex in the certain sense whereby how I can help to answer to make it more layman is that if kalau asetnya harga tu tak naik, macam mana nak kita jual dapat lebih duit? Dan lepas tu kalau dah dapat lebih duit, tak boleh beli aset yang sama lagi dah. Nak kena cari aset yang downgrade.
Jadi duit tu jadi liquid.
Yes.
Tapi what doctor was also saying is that because Singapore tahu all the asset akan appreciate, companies and whoever can keep gaji low.
I'm not saying because of the asset price our gaji is low. But the fact in Singapore, there is this connection between gaji and inflation and cost of living. Sebabnya banyak. Satu sebabnya kerana orang duduk sama dia punya ibu bapa. Enggak ada orang yang start kerja pergi rent a room or rent a house or whatever. Kalau dapat gaji 1-2 ribu, it's okay because it's pocket expense. It's not opening a house. Sebab yang lain I said is that because people downgrade. And the reason downgrade, so the assets keep going up. If the assets are going down, we'll have a problem. Tak
We
boleh
cannot downgrade.
Tapi apa orang yang lupa, kalau mau beli rumah untuk duduk, actually every homeowner wants property prices to go down. Every homeowner benefit is when there is a collapse in property prices.
If kalau nak beli rumah untuk duduk.
Untuk duduk.
Tapi
You
bukan
want to
beli
buy
rumah sebagai aset.
Because like you now living in an apartment that you're paying mortgage, say 3,000 a month. That is your mortgage level, 3,000 a month. That itu yang bisa afford. And the amount of mortgage you took, itu yang you banks more willing to give you. So itu gives you this apartment, the 2-bedroom apartment, for example. Kalau property prices drop with the same mortgage, you now move into a 4-bedroom apartment. Tapi in Singapore, the susahnya is, kalau jual itu 2-bedroom apartment, you have to find cash to put back in your CPF. Dari mana? So people don't want to take the loss.
People please digest. I need to draw to actually show this. Singapore is a true real life issue. And in fact, if you ask me, what doctor just said is not on a certain class or group of people. This one it applies to all. As long as you need roof over your head, applies to all. I want to pay cheaper for a bigger house. In that way, property must go down. But you don't live in the negeri yang dia punya harga rumah makin turun. Tak, dia sentiasa makin naik. Jadi you akan bayar, contoh my late mum beli her house 4-room flat at 19,000. Many years ago. We sold the house when she passed on 2 years ago at 350,000. So the same 350,000 you can, and you want to buy a 4-room flat now. Can ah? Now let's say property price go down. Back then 19,000. The same 4-room flat still 19-20,000. Wonderful or not? Cannot imagine, right?
To add on, kalau property price goes up, kalau rumah yang tertinggal dalam ni, why you care? Negeri lain, orang duduk di rumah 50 tahun, 60 tahun, orang born there, die there in the same house. Okay, so they don't jual. Kerana kalau mau jual rumah, you must beli another rumah. So why you care about the price? Tapi why you care is, kalau you jual rumah, you beli rumah, downgrade. Then you have extra cash. Atau, bigger problem, release equity. Meaning, you go and ambil new mortgage. Your mortgage sudah ada 5 tahun, only mau habis. Enggak apa. Pergi bank, ambil satu mortgage lagi.
This is very valuable, tapi saya rasa kita dah jalan dah jauh dah. Sekarang kita masih tengah berbual pasal budgeting. So saya nak summarize sikit from what I heard lah. The main thing is, firstly, kita sebagai manusia kita akan fikir pasal kita nak enjoy now. Tapi kita also nak kena tengok kalau nak focus on the now, jangan just focus on nak enjoy now, kena focus on the reality now. Kalau gaji tak banyak, buat hal gaji tak banyak ah. That's what we were saying kan, that if you have to look at your reality. So that is how you start budgeting. Not have an objective, have discipline, and then also look at the now and not just about enjoying now, but look at the now as to what is the realistic now. Pasal fikir pasal, oh there's a lot of like, if aku nak kahwin, if aku nak ni, tapi what is the reality now? Kau single kan? Buat hal single. Fikir kalau kau tak kahwin macam mana. Like especially for women, you know, don't think in the future there's a man gonna take care of you. You have to take, so if you take care of yourself now, kumpul duit sekarang, so that in the future, if a man takes care of you, duit tu tak pergi mana-mana apa. But if a man don't take care of you, duit tu ada.
You still have that safety net lah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to think about now, not just in terms of enjoyment, but the truth and the reality of now.
I would like to add on this one is a practical way. Get a piece of paper, please. And then when you talk about, when doctor was saying about expenses, and I want to leave my talk. I mean, I want to walk the talk. Okay, so when I say I walk the talk extremely, meaning can possible. Yes, so very important. Get it down. Don't you have it, you have to write down all that you spend. Now, kenapa I cakap macam gini Many time I say people have all these problems ke apa ke, it's because of how we spend. Sometimes in the daily, it can be like without realizing tak sadar. So I said, you look at when you start to spend, and there's a way. I need the whole day to explain the method, the proper way. But right now, I want to give as much tips as possible in this short period of time. Is when you spend and then you take a look at what you spend and you know in total you overspend, or you too much spending, highlight, rating, whatever. And then you start to realize mana tak perlu, jangan belanja, especially whatever online, get it on the paper. Do not, take my word here please, do not rely on technology to put it on the phone, to put it on the iPad, to put it on the laptop, what you spend. It won't work. It's a big psychology thing. Because when you do in a total, let's say, then you transfer everything in technology. You after a month, you want to summarize, you want to do the calculation, you pump. Oh no, I overspent. The next day, if you already have this habit, dah biasa dengan habit tulis kan. As you write, dulu makan nasi ayam penyet restaurant. The mahal one, not the cheap one. No, $14 type one. Ada kat Orchard? Kata ada. Kenapa je mahal. Okay, so dah bagus. Lepas pelan-pelan tengok dah summarize. Oh my God. Terus tukar pergi kedai kopi punya. Jadi $10. Pelan-pelan nasi ayam penyet jadi nasi ayam. Tak lama nasi aja. I tell you the reason, because I'm not saying that it will happen to that point lah. But I can tell you, as you keep writing, your handwriting change tau. Whether you try to like it or not, because you're so used to, I know this is the reason. I know. I'm so used to venti latte. Suddenly the venti latte become grande jadi small. It's like the writing become tough. You know, as every month you consolidate. That's where you start to, you become disciplined from there on. When they start to, this is one of the biggest tip that I can share, and it helps a lot of people that have been trying to help here. Alhamdulillah, when they put into it, including myself. Until to the point that I don't need a car now, I BMW, bus, MRT, walk. Many people don't realize, how do you do it? They say, who say cannot?
Especially in this country.
Actually, if add to what Masagos saying, apa semua orang mesti penting bikin beginning of the month, beginning of next month, ambil kertas, tulis your expenditure for the month. Apa you mau spend for the month. So
before, okay.
Beginning of the month, just write apa you mau spend. I tell you, more than half, you punya total lebih dari you punya income.
So any final tips?
Yeah, before you can solve your problem, you have to understand what is your problem. So when he's talking about budgeting and changing and writing, itu maknanya apa masalahnya? Duit tak cukup kerana income sikit atau duit tak cukup kerana expenses banyak.
So the final tip that for both of you is nak kena tengok dengan mata sendiri, nak kena tulis dengan tangan sendiri, baru kita sendiri percaya yang masalahnya is that we are not spending and saving with reality in mind.
And the other tip is, do what you think is right. Do your own system, and jangan lupa human bukan rational. Semua theory semua kita based on human rational behavior. Tapi human bukan rational. So mesti ada control.
And maybe some budgeting for irrationality.
You must have the contingency when you do your budget. That's for irrational behavior.
To link and to quickly wrap up my points, I won't add anymore. Take my word, but I find that this is very important. Doctor been using I love this part, and I'm catching it from just now, is the word contingency. Now, financial objective, some people get it wrong tau, salah tau. Objektif keuangan, dia pergi letak duit kecemasan, emergency. So when you put in money with the objective of emergency, sorry to say, you will achieve the emergency objective. You simpan duit untuk pergi haji. Bagus kan? Tapi tu pun ada objektif yang you nak achieve kan? So you simpan duit untuk emergency. So you nak achieve emergency lah.
InsyaAllah.
So doktor cakap, change the word. And in fact, he didn't say change the word. I'm saying now. So change the word of emergency to contingency. And contingency tip is 3, 6 or 9 months of your income. Start with 3. Slowly, pelan-pelan, put a certain budget. Don't belanja first. Save first for contingency. A little bit, some percentage. The rest nak belanja lah. Nak bayar apa bil, bayar lah. Every month until you reach 3 months, hold on to it. Pakai, keep somewhere, simpan belakang sebab rumah nenek ke barang, anything. Don't touch. And then try to achieve until you 9 months. Usually, my experience, regardless of income level, you have 3, 6 or 9 months, Alhamdulillah, Allah SWT, you are being the start of responsible. You are going towards
you are
there.
growing your mindset into a more tanggungjawab mindset. So in summary, discipline, objective, reality, contingency, and tanggungjawab. That is the 5 steps of creating a budget. So thank you to our guest. Terima kasih sudi datang podcast kita. Salihin, anything to say, last words?
No, certainly. Episode ni is very mind-blowing. Your idea, your concept of cold turkey, so semua, I think it opens up the mind. I think it will be beneficial lah untuk pendengar-pendengar kita.
Memang
Podcast ini.
macam just like dengar you all cakap, I learned so much. Yeah, so thank you so much for coming on our show. And thank you to you also for watching the KayaRaya podcast. Please like, share and subscribe. And we'll see you next episode. Bye.
If someone is already in the rabbit hole, what is the fastest way for them to go? We have hutang already.
Take a life insurance and commit suicide.
When you comment, you record that. I think that one can go viral.